And we are live today on Street News. The life of handsome men are being threatened because the ugly ones are doing very well than the handsome.
Could you stop changing the backgrounds and pick one already?
Okay, I got it. This is the right one.
That is the worst of all! You and I know that animation is hard enough, and creating backgrounds for your animation can actually be quite expensive and tedious at the same time. And if you don't have enough money to pay an illustrator to draw out backgrounds for you, and if you are not an illustrator yourself, that you can't spend time to draw this background, what are your next option? And this is what I'll be showing you in this video, so do make sure you stick around and watch to the end. And with no further ado, let's get this started. Alright, whenever you create animation in Moho Studio or whichever studio you use, creating backgrounds can actually be tough. It is always easy if you can actually focus more on creating the animation than focusing on creating backgrounds. But backgrounds play such a pivotal role while you create your animation. So these backgrounds you see on my screen were created backgrounds, and imagine trying to recreate these backgrounds by yourself. It will be really tough. And in this video, I'll be showing you how to use AI to easily create your backgrounds, creating the right prompts and making sure that you create the right backgrounds to suit your scenes for your animation and make your life a little more easier while you are creating your animations. So the AI platform we'll be focusing on today is Leonardo AI. I guess most of you have heard of Leonardo AI, but you're not using it as much as you are supposed to when it comes to animation creation. So today I will explain how I've been able to use Leonardo AI to create a number of backgrounds for myself to help me create animations. The intro video you saw, all the backgrounds on that intro video were all created by Leonardo AI using simple prompts that create such different feel of backgrounds that fit the 2D animation we are trying to create, and also 3D animation depending on what you want to create. Leonardo AI gives you like 150 free tokens that you can actually use to generate images every single day. But subscribing to the plan, which is fair enough and cheap, will help you create more and do more stuff that you want to do. Today I'll be showing you how to use their free plan to create these backgrounds that will help us create more animations, and what type of style we'll be using and elements we'll be using, etc. Stay glued to this channel. If you haven't subscribed, do subscribe to this channel, and if you haven't liked this video, do like the video and make sure you watch till the end while we get this fully started. Okay, brace up yourself. Let's do something really crazy. Now imagine this is your animation. I'll be using this pre-made animation in Moho Studio and creating a background from this, or probably prompting a background, since that is the right word to use, prompting a background to it and seeing how we can just focus on our animation and easily create this prompt. One of the first ways, we are getting into this right now, one of the first ways to create a prompt for your animation is either you come up with a prompt yourself, but if you can't come up with a prompt yourself, I would advise that you use ChatGPT to help you come up with this prompt. So the first thing you will do is go to ChatGPT, tell ChatGPT what you want to create. Then ChatGPT will now come up with a prompt concept that you would use in Leonardo AI to generate the prompt for you that you want to use for your animation, and you go ahead and keep on refining this prompt until you get what you want. This option is helpful and free to use so that you can put out content as fast as possible, because we really don't know how to place this prompt to come out as is. So we'll tell ChatGPT to give us an idea. So this is what I usually do. I'll say, okay, so here is our image prompt that we are telling ChatGPT to help us with. So give me an image prompt of an AI image generator. Give me an image prompt for an AI image generator, and probably we'll put a comma here so the AI would understand. So give me an image prompt for an AI image generator of a road in the forest. This road should be a side view road, and old robot parts should be scattered on the floor with some skulls. Now this is just a part, this is just me describing how the road should look, because when we look at this our character here, you could see the dog is on a side view, not a front view. So we want the road to be on the side view so that when we put our dog in that image, the dog can actually walk on the road. And we can also go ahead and add some more to this prompt. Let's say, okay, I have been able to add something to it. So give me an image prompt for an AI image generator of a road in the forest. This road should be a side view road, and old robot parts should be scattered on the floor with some skulls. We can also see in the distance a high-rise building. So it keeps writing height rise. All right, so you can also take this prompt and put it directly in your image generator. The image generator might not understand what you are trying to explain because of the way you have, laced out this, but ChatGPT will help refine this and give us a proper prompt that we can use for the AI image generator. So we'll send this to ChatGPT right now. But the image that ChatGPT has generated, most AI generators will generate similar, but you don't want the look to be exactly like this, right? And you don't want ChatGPT to generate this image. What you want ChatGPT to do is give you the prompt. So what I will do is rephrase this, and so that ChatGPT will understand what I'm trying to tell it. So let's go. I would copy my initial prompt and I paste it again. So what I would say here is, so I have deleted the first prompt. So I want ChatGPT to really understand what I'm explaining to it. And if you notice, ChatGPT told us something here. It said it captures the airy dystopia vibe you wanted. And yes, I want this dystopia type of vibe. But initially, I didn't have that word in mind. So what I will do now is refine my prompt. What I'll do is refine this prompt so ChatGPT can give me something better. All right. So right here, I will say an eerie dystopia vibe, right? So I will now tell ChatGPT to rewrite this as a prompt for me. So I'll say, rewrite the above text as a prompt. All right, so ChatGPT has rewritten the above text as a prompt. So initially, the issue that what ChatGPT understood, ChatGPT thought I was telling it to generate this image for me, and it looks really good, but this is not the type of color feel that I want for the image. But if this is something that you want, you can go ahead and download it directly from ChatGPT. But what I want is I want a 2D-ish, anime-ish kind of cartoon-like feel, and at the same time, it should look realistic. And we can do this directly in Leonardo AI. So with what ChatGPT has given me, the new prompt is a side view of a cracked, overgrown road running through a dense forest. Old robot parts and scattered human skulls litter the ground, creating an eerie dystopian atmosphere. In the distance, a tall high-rise building looms over the landscape, partially obscured by mist. The setting sun casts long shadows across the scene, enhancing the contrast between the abandoned technology and the natural world, reclaiming the area. The forest is lush and dense with towering trees surrounding the road, contributing to the mysterious post-apocalyptic feel. Woo! This is amazing. I wouldn't have described it better. I mean, ChatGPT did a really, really great job. ChatGPT did a really great job describing this prompt, and this prompt, remember, it is not cast on stone. We can also re-edit, refine till we get what we are looking for. But we will take this right now. We'll just copy this, or you copy directly from here. But I like to highlight and copy, so I copy specifically just the prompt. We'll go straight to Leonardo AI, hit Ctrl V to drop our prompt in there. So real quickly, before we hit prompt on Leonardo AI, when you come into Leonardo AI, the first thing you will see will be different from what you see I have here. So what I want you to do is, if you want to create something that looks 2D-ish, cartoonish-ish, anime-ish type like feel, you will have to change some certain things. So the first thing you will do is you come here to where it says fine-tune model. So you choose the model that you want to use. And we have a lot of models here on Leonardo AI. So you have Leonardo Lightning, Leonardo Anime XL, Leonardo Diffusion XL, Leonardo Kino, Leonardo Vision. When you have time, you could go ahead and play around with all this up to stable diffusion, and you can also choose other models that they have inside of it. So you could choose from whichever one you want here to create what you are looking for. And we could go ahead and choose this Leonardo Anime XL. It will give us this anime type of feel in the end, and or we can leave it at Leonardo Lightning XL, but let's leave it at the Leonardo Lightning XL for now. Then we'll go to our elements. The element is really important when it comes to creating your animation to look a little bit cartoony. So what I usually use is this class shaded anime from Leonardo. It gives you this old 2D anime cartoonish type of feel. Then if you mix this with the Leonardo Anime XL, it makes it look much more cartoonish and real, so it fits with you whichever 2D-ish character you have created to mix with. So I'll just click confirm to do that, and you can also go ahead and choose whichever other elements that you want. And when you have chosen this element, you have to select the weight of the element right here, how the element affects your drawing. Usually it should be around, if you want it to be really perfect, I think around 50 or 40 should be fairly perfect, so that you have a blend of the Leonardo Lightning XL and the elements affecting it more. Then you have something to look out for. Then you come here and you can go ahead and choose the number of images you want to generate. But because we are using our free generation and free tokens from Leonardo AI, Leonardo has given us only 1 and 2 to generate from, so you just have to manage that for now. And I think it's also affected by the model you choose and the element you choose. I think if you choose a different model, it maybe probably increase up to 4. So but for this combination with this element, it's giving us 2 to generate with. So we'll go ahead and generate and see what it gives us. And if it doesn't look really good, we may have to redo it again. What Leonardo AI is telling me is that my prompt is not that appropriate, so I have to put something that is much more appropriate, and I have to change the things here like human skull. I guess that is what is affecting it right now, and maybe the post-apocalyptic. So but let me remove the human skull and try to generate and see what it brings. So you have to put this into consideration. I will remove this part, old robot parts, and just remove this. So we have old robot parts litter on the ground, creating an airy dystopian atmosphere. Let's hope that this now works. So generate. So it's finally generating. So that means it's the human skull that is part of their private policy that you should not generate something like that. But maybe you have a special advantage when you're on their paid plan, I guess. So now this is what they have generated, and it's looking really good. You could see the feel right here. It's actually looking 2D-ish and 3D-ish a little bit, and it's looking a little bit realistic. And the reason why it's looking realistic and having this feel is because of we used this Leonardo Lightning XL, and we have 50% of this anime right here. So if this is what you are looking for, you can go ahead and use it because you just have a ready background. Imagine telling somebody to draw this background for you. You know how long it will take, and you can just directly download it right here and generate a motion out of it, but you have to be on their paid plan to do this. And you can upscale the image. I believe you have to also be on their paid plan to do this, and you can edit and also use this as an image guidance. And they don't allow you to delete whatever you create because you're on their free plan, but when you're on their paid plan, you can actually delete and do some other stuff. But we're using the free plan, so no problem. And we're going to go ahead now to change this Leonardo Lightning to Leonardo Anime XL and regenerate and see what it brings, so you could see the difference. Let's go. And also remember, your weight also affects the image. The type of images we have now, you can see this is looking much more like an anime type of shot, which is the type of shot that I would like to use. So we'll go ahead and drop the weight a little bit. So let's see what we have. Let's don't go minus. Let's put it at 20. I will regenerate that and let's see what it brings. So when you look at these two images, you could actually see that these two images are really similar. in every way, from the buildings to the road, the way it looks, etc. I would have loved it to be more of an horizontal side view, but I'll have to tell the AI to generate that in a much more specific way. This looks really, really good, and I think it will fit our animation. So when we go to the top here, you could see the difference between this top one and this one here is that this one looks much more, the greenish feel here looks a little bit faded than the ones you have here. So if we now make it like maybe almost 100, that is 1.8 or 2, let's generate and see what that brings at the same time. So because we are dealing with Moho Studio, and Moho Studio is a cartoon, it's a 2D animation type of software. Whatever you create on Moho Studio, you get to do with 2D. So whatever you are creating here should also look 2D-ish. So now that we've given it 100%, which is, I think we gave it 1.80, this is what we have. Now it's now giving us the exact side view that I want, but the bushes is looking much rough, right? It's looking much bushy, it's looking much rough, and I would say it's looking good, and it's very, very usable. So this needs to be upscaled to get a much more clearer picture. This is like a robot on the ground. So the AI did a really great job. So maybe I will drop this to maybe 1 point, and let's give a final generate and see what we have. So when you look at these two images, because of the prompt that we have, you could see how similar they are. The same thing with this one. So for you to constantly generate the same type of images, the same type of feel, you would have to continue to use the same prompt that you have there that has given you that type of image. You have to save it somewhere. So whenever you want to generate an outside view or an inner view, you pick that same prompt and put it. Then probably you just change a name or change the window or whatever, just change something, but make sure you have the same prompt so that you continuously have constant images while creating. So you could see this right here, very constant and very beautiful. So now this image, you can use it directly, or you go and upscale this image yourself. If you're on the free plan, I would advise you go ahead and download upscale and install on your system so that you can upscale your images as you want, then before using it in your animation. Because when you use the image like this in your animation, it looks a little bit blurry and it's not sharp enough. You would want to be the person that is actually controlling the blurriness or the unclearness of the image. I already have the upscale software, so I will upscale this image using this upscale AI image upscaler. All you have to do is search it on Google and you will see it is free to download and free to use. I will drag and drop the image into upscale, and I really don't have to do so much except I want to change so many things and double the size of the image and what have you. All I have to do is just upscale the image. As we wait for the upscale to upscale, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, this is a very good time to subscribe to the channel, and do check out the links in the description below. There are a lot of helpful links there that will get you started with animation in Moho Studio. Make sure you check them out, subscribe, like, turn on the bell notification so that you don't miss my latest videos, and let's get this going. Alright, our image has been upscaled and we can see the difference right here. This is the upscaled version and this is the initial version. You would say there's not too much difference, but when you really look at it, there's actually so much difference because it upscaled from 1000 by 700 to 5000 by 3000. So you could see there's a lot of upscaling here, and we will do a lot with this. So all we have to do is just cancel out. The upscale is in the folder, and what we have to do is go to that folder and drag it into Moho Studio, and we start our animation. So we bring the upscaled image into Moho Studio. You can see how large it is, and we have to bring it down like this, and we drag it below so that the wolf could be in front, and we drag the wolf to the ground where we want it to be at this point. So if we render this out real quickly, you would see that we have a very sharp background, and this is our wolf. It is left for us to blow out this background the way we want so that the dog or the character in front of this background can be seen properly. But looking at this, you can tell that this is an amazing background, because how long will it take for an illustrator to actually illustrate a background like this that would suit this dystopia kind of feel, etc. And it will take a lot of time. It's not like they can't do it. It will take a little bit of time, and we've been able to do this in just a span of 5, 10, 20 minutes at most, just to create this. And it is because I am actually making a video of this, that is why it's even taking a longer time. So what I will do here with this background, because we have a lovely background already, depending on what I'm creating, I can come to my blur and add like 1 or 2. So I can go ahead and blur the background as much as I want, let's say 250, and I hit Ctrl R. So our background is getting blurry as it goes. Now we could see our dog here. Then we can go ahead, add a shadow to the dog, so the dog stands, so you could see that the dog stands out, because you could actually tell where the light is coming from this area, and we have a shadow here. So we could just play around with whatever we want to play around. So you can see the dog, moving on the ground itself. So let's quickly add a shadow. For us to add a shadow real quickly, what we'll do is duplicate the wolf. For this, you can add shadows in 2 ways. Shadows is not for this tutorial. This is a background tutorial, but let's quickly do this, okay? So you can add shadow in 2 ways. And while we do this, what we'll do right now is, I'll now obscure that shadow in any way I want and make it flat on the ground like this, okay? Then I can reduce the size of that shadow. Just make sure you do it well and make sure that it's right. Since you've duplicated it, you can actually do it on frame 1 in itself. So you could put it and make sure their feet are actually a little bit close, so just for that reason. Then the shadow should be behind the original wolf. So then we'll double click on the wolf itself. We'll go to shadows and we'll click shading, and shade it out whichever way you want. Or you double click on the wolf itself, then you go to colorize, then you double click on this and make it a dark colorization, then reduce this so that it's opaque in nature, and you hit OK. So if I should render this now, you see a shadow on the ground of the dog. Now this is good because when the dog walks, the shadow walks also with the dog, isn't it? So basically, what I am trying to explain to you is that you can actually use AI to change your animation game, help you animate really quickly, because it is hard creating a character, most especially if your team is very small. So maybe it's just you create the character, then you have to focus on creating the animation. Just like the intro video you saw, all I had to do was focus on animating the character itself and doing the voiceover at the same time. I didn't have to worry so much about the backgrounds, because all I have to do is go into AI and tell AI what I want, the way I showed you in this tutorial, how I should. And then I went ahead and created the backgrounds, and all I have to do is just drag and drop the background and put it, and my animation is ready at the same time. So I hope this is helpful to you, and I hope the idea opens your mind to more concepts. And the more I have these concepts, I'll be sharing it with you. And if you have a fresh new idea, let me know in the comments below. And if you have a request, also let me know in the comments below. I will do my best to teach you what I know about whatever question you are asking. And I hope you have learned something really amazing today. And do check out this next video right here and learn something new about AI and creating AI animation. And I will see you inside. Peace.